It is dangerous, disgusting, and rotten. The Balmoral Hotel in the Downtown Eastside has a notorious reputation for being in a perpetual state of disrepair. And just one day after the people living there demanded action, the city has taken action. But it's not exactly what residents were hoping for. The city wants them all out, a complete evacuation order, and they've got 10 days to leave. Now, they say the building needs emergency repairs to make sure it doesn't collapse. There's a long list of fire safety issues, too. Now, closing the building was a last resort, according to the city, because the risk to residents was simply too great. And to give you a sense of what life is like on the inside, take a look at this, courtesy of our colleagues at Radio Canada from earlier this week.
The bathrooms, every day it's different. Sometimes there's no bathrooms that work on this floor, so you have to go up and down the stairs all the time looking for a bathroom that works. And I haven't had any cold water since the 17th of December. And the hot water is freezing cold for the last 2 days.
This was shot on Tuesday. Mold lining the walls, filth everywhere. You saw the used needles littering the hallways, but also perched on the rims of bathtubs that don't even have running water in the first place. There's a lot that's wrong with the state of the Balmoral Hotel, but fixing it is one thing. Kicking everyone out, that's another. And that's got a lot of people wondering what they will do next. Now, our own Tina Lovegreen has been following this story, joins us now. And Tina, you've been inside the hotel, you've spoken to the people there, and I'm assuming that for at least a good number of these people, they may not have a place to go if they're forced out.
That's exactly it, Andrew. Many here are seeing this evacuation notice as a mass eviction. So yes, they agree that there are serious deficiencies that need to be addressed, but the concern from advocates is that these problems aren't new. And they're asking, why has the city let it get to this point where the building is deemed unsafe and now everyone has to leave? The question they have is, where are 150 low-income residents to go? How are they going to find a home in just 10 days?
Not everybody in this situation who lives in this area, and I say this without prejudice, it can easily and readily go and get an apartment. You know, live as a normal person, as a regular person in society, and go get a regular, normal apartment. Not everybody is able to do that here. And we know that, they know that.
Now, the city says it is working with BC Housing and other agencies to find alternate housing, and its last resort would be to put people up in shelters. But the thought of staying at a shelter doesn't sit well with residents of the Balmoral.
Oh my God, into a shelter, you nuts? You think it's safe here? Not safe here, but in the shelter it's a lot worse. Because I stayed in a shelter one time. You can't even sleep in a shelter. I feel more safer in my own home. Oh, sorry. In my home, and then being in a shelter right now. And being in a shelter is the worst thing for anybody. I think if you're a single woman.
So, Tina, clearly there are residents who aren't liking their options. Was it not possible for the city to do repairs while people live inside the building?
Well, we asked the city that today, and the city says no. The interior of the building is so severely compromised due to water damage that its wooden structure is rotting and that there is a long list of serious fire safety concerns.
The third-party engineer contracted by the city has recommended that the building be evacuated over the coming days and that structural shoring be installed immediately to stabilize the building. Our understanding is it's not possible to conduct the scope of that work while the building is occupied. It will impede access to the bathrooms in the building as well as emergency accesses.
And so, Tina, if the city is carrying out the work, who pays for it?
Well, the Sahota family, which actually owns the building, has been ordered to shore up the building as soon as the tenants are out. If the owner, Pal Sahota, doesn't do that, the city will do the work and send the bill to the owners. Now, we did reach out to the Sahotas for comment, but haven't heard back. But here's the thing, Andrew. There is so much more work that needs to be done. There are 150 outstanding violations that the owners have yet to attend to. So the full scope of how much work and repair needs to be done is still yet to be determined and how much it will cost. The city says it expects it to be several $1 million, and the owners are responsible for paying for that. And even though the city has some funding to do upgrades to SROs, it says it's not fair to use taxpayer money to fix a building that's privately owned.
Right.
And so if the history is any indication, the horrific situations at the Balmoral are going to stick around for some time.
Okay. Tina Lovegreen, thanks for the update.
You're welcome.